Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Monday. Today is community check-in, and we have a special guest today. We have Mary Blackford with us with Market 7. It's going to tell us a whole bunch about how her idea started, the contest that she has joined, and the one that we're going to help her win. And let's bring her on. Hi, Mary.
Hi, how are you?
Wow, thanks for joining us. You've had so much publicity lately.
Yeah, people are really supporting. I'm so excited about it.
I love it. I love it. Tell me about how did Market 7 start? Like, what gave you that idea?
Yeah, well, I am from Ward 7 here in Washington, D.C. And after college, I went to Babson College. It's a college that was number one for entrepreneurial education. I felt so much entrepreneurship. When I was in high school, I started my first business at 16 years old. And then I went off to college. I did a teaching program in Ghana and in South Africa where we taught entrepreneurship to high school students. And when I came back home, I became a vegetarian and realized rather quickly how much we didn't have to eat here in terms of sustainable, healthy, fresh foods in the community. And I found myself traveling across town to H Street and into downtown to access fresh, sustainable grocery stores that really made me feel like I was eating a healthier selection as opposed to the fast foods and things that are plagued in our community. So, me being little old ambitious me, I was starting to ask around to so many community stakeholders, how can we get a better grocery store? What's going on? Why can't we, get a better selection of food options? And people kept telling me the same thing, Mary. The area medium income where you are is far too low to attract the sort of retailers that you would like. And I said, you know what, that just can't be the end of it. I thought back to my time in Ghana actually, and when I was there, I was teaching in a community that didn't have a lot of money at all, but they had autonomy of their community through their centralized marketplace where farmers and other entrepreneurs in the community that would sell like lifestyle products as well as like fresh foods and things like that would come together and make these marketplaces. And I said, you know what, we could do something very similar here. And so, based on that inspiration of cooperative community economics, I said, listen, we have an urban farming community. We have a bunch of small businesses. Black
I think we froze up, but
pop-up markets that offer fresh food, sustainable lifestyle products, things for your hair, skin, and nails, and even home essentials. So it's been a really, really great time. And then about a year and a half ago, I was introduced to a developer, the Neighborhood Development Company, right here in Washington, D.C., and they do a lot of different sort of projects. But we are now working with them to do a 7,000 square foot food hall uh, on Benning Road, 3451 Benning Road, which is in construction right now. And the food hall is going to include a community grocer as well as several food stall incubations that represents foods from across the diaspora. And we're really excited about this because our work sits at the intersection of sustainable health and sustainable economics. So, on the one hand, we're also trying to combat the fact that people that live east of the river in Ward 7 and 8 are dying up to 16 years earlier than people in other parts of the ward due to a lot of health related issues that include things like diabetes that could be remedied in part or altogether due to like a change in diet. And so we see that there's a correlation between the level of retail or the types of retail that are in communities and people's health. And so we also want to make sure that we build strong businesses and bring small businesses over. And so we've been working with a number of community partners to make sure that we get quality businesses and make sure that they have the training. We even have a partnership with Google doing the Google digital coaching for entrepreneurs east of the river. So we've been doing a lot of work and we're very excited about all that's to come, including this Essence contest, which is a
yes.
collaborative grant competition. It is between Essence and Pine Sol. They're giving $100,000 to a Black woman-owned business. It's a
Yep.
nationwide competition, and Market 7 is top 3. So if you all could go and vote, voting is very important. It's down to a public vote. And I know I just saw you put the actual link in the screen, but yes, you can also visit us and follow us at Market the number 7 DC on Twitter and on Instagram. On Instagram, the link is in our bio, and on Twitter, if you go to our page, you'll see the links. It's pinned up. You can see the link. So please, please, please. Vote for us. It is very imperative. The money that we would win will go straight into the construction of the stall spaces that we are bringing more Black-owned food businesses to our ward. And so you will be helping out a community, not only just build, but actually survive in a really critical way since we are losing people at um, such a rate regarding like food and access to healthy food. So it's very important.
You froze up for just a quick second, I think, but it could have been just mine. And I just want to clarify. Uh, the business that you started is giving opportunity to Black-owned businesses and
Yes, that is
entrepreneurs.
correct.
Is that correct? Excellent.
That is correct.
That's correct. And I've heard a bunch of people call Ward 7 the food desert. And I think that I saw, maybe you were talking to Tommy McFly, but I think you might have said that too. So I thought that was interesting. It really is a food desert on that side of the river.
So I'm going to ask you to repeat yourself. You're very low. I don't know what happened. You were sounding perfect at first.
I think that we were having just a little bit of Wi-Fi issues between the two of us. But yeah, I just wanted to say I've heard a lot of people talk about Ward 7 being a food desert. And I heard you talk about that on NBC with Tommy McFly.
Yeah, I'll certainly touch on that. So Ward 7 is not even just a food desert. That's language I think the industry is kind of even getting away from because desert makes it sound like the fact that people don't have fresh food access is just like a natural occurrence. Like this is a thing that kind of just happened and it's just here. Language that people are starting to get around is food apartheid, and that's a term that is being used to really hone in on the long history of discriminatory practices against communities of color, particularly Black communities in terms of discrimination, things like redlining, things like cutting Black people out of economic opportunities so that in their communities they don't have access or they don't have the sustainable economics in their communities to actually attract retailers. And these are the sort of things that kind of keep us out of certain industry and really cuts down on the equity in communities to make sure that people are actually getting access to sustainable food. It shouldn't be this hard in communities to get a grocery store, but for us, because of a long history of discriminatory practices against, again, Black people, African Americans, it is very hard to get food to certain communities. And so that's what we're really trying to combat and get true equity for the residents, but then also for the businesses that really deserve a shot and a real fair shot to have access to communities to sell products.
Thank you so much for coming on to tell us about this. How can we help from here? What can we do? Where can we go to support these businesses?
Yeah, so please vote. Voting is very important. I want to emphasize that
Yeah.
so much. Voting is over July 1st at 11:59, so you can vote up until about midnight on July 1st, which is in a few days. So just 3 more days of voting. So please vote. And then also, if you want to help out, we're always looking for volunteers. We're in a fundraising capacity right now. So if you have any information on funders or if you are a funder and want to get in touch with Market 7, please reach out to us at info, at market, the number 7dc.com. Again, that's info at market7dc.com. Reach out to us and tell us more about how you would like to get engaged. Also, follow us just to follow our journey. If you want to know more, we post updates about the development. So if you go down further enough, you will see pictures of our groundbreaking as well as us removing the actual building. And what we're doing now is putting down the foundation at the site. So just keep up with us and all that we do. We'll be opening in 2021. So just look out for us. We are at Market 7DC on Twitter and Instagram. So please follow us.
So great. Bless you for being able to bring this to that side of the river. Thanks so much for coming on. I'm Mark Rutstein with the Rutstein Group over here at Compass. This was today's community check-in with Mary Blackford from Market 7. Thanks so much, Mary. You're the
No
best.
problem. Thank you. Have a nice one.
Good work.